Hey, everybody, buddy. What is up? It's the big news show with me, Ben Bailey. Here I am, sitting at the bar. None of the rest of the things that are in this open are going to be on the show, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it off and switch over to this one. Because I am live from Vic's Bar. Live! Live. What's up, everybody? I see lots of you on here already. How's it going, Laura? And Patricia? And Con, Raphael. Spinal bifida. How's it going, everybody? Live from Vic's Bar. This is episode number 23 of the Big News Show. A show that is no longer new and no longer big. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now it's just me, at least for the time being. But we're going live, and that's fun. How are you guys doing, man? You guys had a good couple of weeks. Sorry I missed you last week. I had a friend in need. I had a friend who needed some help right then, and so we kind of rallied the troops. We went and helped him out, and he's doing better. He had to go get himself cleaned up, which he did, and he's back home and doing better, and like things are much better. So thanks for sharing me with him, and he says thank you as well, although he did not exactly say that. What's up, Don Geller? Says yes. Kevin, how you doing? How are you guys? Kelf, what up, Kelf? Yeah, hey to Emma and woof to Sparky. They're upstairs. And I have just come back from a trip. I was on the road, man. I went to Washington, D.C. Hadn't been there in like 4 years or something like that. And it's still there. The District of Columbia is still there and doing well. Kind of feels like Amsterdam a little bit, if I remember correctly. There's like kebab houses all over the place and funny little like 3 and 4 story buildings and some bigger ones. And the smell of marijuana in the air everywhere you go. What's up, Gary? How you doing, man? Hello. Yeah, it smells like weed continuously on the streets of our nation's capital. And I forget that, I went as a kid. We did the tours. We went to the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial, and we went and looked at the Capitol, and we went to the Smithsonian. We did all these things, and never once did I smell marijuana when I was wandering around the capital city as a kid. But now, and I am not joking, there was not a time that I went outside over the last several days that there was not the clear smell of marijuana in the air. Marijuanas. I'm not complaining. I'm okay with it. I saw some people that were like splitting a joint while they were pushing a baby in a stroller. I wasn't so sure about that. Yes, the District of Cannabis. Nice. It is. It is the cannabis district. And people are partying there. Like, the people in the room next to mine are 2 down from mine. At one point, were so drunk that they left their bathtub, their like jet spa tub running, and it overflowed, and to the point that there was water coming out into the hallway. So like it had to be pretty bad in the bathroom for it to be pouring out into the hallway and like this ever expanding. I'm like, all right. So I knocked on their door, and they're like, yes, we know. This girl goes, we know, sir. Thank you, sir. We're going to tell them about it right now. And I'm like, tell who? Why don't you just turn the tub off? Eventually they did. And then there's a guy out there like vacuuming the carpet with a shop vac at about 3:30 in the morning. Is it playing at the Hey Ben? Kind of spooked me. I'm not sure. I'm not following. Yes, Mr. Bailey went to Washington. I had a great time. I had a rough start. Emma dropped me off at the train. Went down to Metro Park Station to catch the Acela. It was supposed to leave at 8:41. I will never forget that because I heard it over the announcements like 1,000 times over the next 2.5 hours. 2 hours. It was like, attention, Metro Park passengers. The 8:41 Acela to Washington, D.C. is now running 11 minutes late. And you hear that one and you're like, all right, no big deal. 11 minutes, whatever. But then it goes like from 11 to like 22 to 36 to 45 to, in the end, it was 2 hours and 27 minutes. 2 hours and 27 minutes late. And I literally was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like I stood up, I grabbed my roller bag, and I started to wheel myself away down the platform to come back home. And by the way, at that point, the woman at the club was like, in D.C., she was like, can you go home and get your car and drive back? I'm like, I don't know, how old do you think I am? 20, maybe? But it's like, it's going on midnight. It's going to take me a half hour to get home, and then I'm going to drive 4 hours to D.C. and then do morning press at 6:30. Like, and then a show tomorrow night. Like, I can't do that. I was like, if I don't get on this train, I'm not coming until tomorrow. But so just as I was bailing, here comes the Acela down the tracks. And I get in, and I'm like, is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this my seat? And the guy was like, just get a seat anywhere you can. And I was like, where have you guys been? I was beginning to think you weren't coming. And he said, well, our train broke down, so we had to get a new one. And I was like, you know what? I am no longer mad. I am instead duly impressed. Where do you just get a new train at midnight on a Wednesday? I don't know. You just pull the one that was coming in the morning, I guess. I don't know, but that explains why it took so long. So then they had to bring in a new train and then transfer all the people and all the food. I was like, do you guys have any food? That was my next question. And he's like, we don't have any food. And I was like, oh, I was devastated because I'd already been sitting there for about 3 hours. The train was 2.5 or 2 hours and 40 minutes late, but I didn't just run right up there. I was there a little bit early. And I also already kind of knew or thought that I wouldn't be able to get food at the hotel when I got there because it was going to be too late. So then the guy comes back like, a few minutes later. He's like, okay. He's just looking around. I'm like, wow, he's about to divulge something secret. He goes, we do have some food. I'm like, oh, hallelujah. So I get like a meat plate. It's just like salami and cheese and olives, and I just mauled it like a wild animal. I was so hungry. I was like, and then, I was regretting that the next day. Cheers, everybody. Time for a drive-by. It's been too long. Sorry it took me so long. Cheers, peoples. And cheers to Amtrak. They got the job done. And I got to sit outside at Metro Park for a lot. Cheers to you guys. I hope you had a great weekend. Sorry I missed you last week. Very nice to be back. And it's time for you to drink your drink. And do a booty dance if you're feeling it. And maybe not. Maybe even if you're not feeling it. Well, this is a long... It's a cash cam drive-by. Booyah! Blowing it up. Cheers, folks. So good to be back with you. Had a fantastic weekend away. I really did have a good time. I ended up only doing 3 shows. Numbers were a bit low. The turnout was a bit low. I'll admit it. My ego was a little bruised. But I managed to have a great time at DC Comedy Loft. And I'm back in time to do, and I'll tell you guys more about the trip here in a little bit, but what is up, PB? And some more people saying hello. What's up, Kevin? Did I say Kevin already? Different Kevin. And Kimon. And Kira. I think it's Kira, if I remember right. I hope I'm saying it right. Cheers, you guys. Yes, cheers right back at you. And tonight's the 23rd episode, believe it or not. So I have some interesting facts about the number 23. And these are from the fact site. So you know that they are factual. The average lifespan of a human, whether male or female, is around 23,000 days. How about that? I won't be able to use that when we get to the 23,000th episode. I'll be like, oh, I can't believe I blew that one so early. 23,000 days, or about 63 years. That doesn't seem that long these days. I thought it was going to be higher than that. I'll admit it, I find that slightly terrifying at the age of 51. Human beings have 23 chromosomes in their DNA, which you may or may not have known. And I knew that, but I didn't know this next part, which is that that's the same number of chromosomes as a sable antelope. Michael Jordan's number was 23. That's pretty memorable. I would have known that without someone reminding me. And I am not a sports guy per se. Bobby Nystrom, NHL legend Bobby Nystrom, and David Beckham. All those guys had the number 23. There have been 2 cinematic films. This says hit films, but I'm not going to go along with that. Surrounding the mysterious number 23. The first one being called 23, and the second being called The Number 23. I have no idea what those are about. I think from the commercials that one of them is about a guy fixating on the number 23 and losing his fucking mind. William Shakespeare was born on the 23rd and died on the 23rd of what month? It does not say. This is interesting. I have never heard this one. The name for a 23-sided shape is an icosahedron. Icosahedron. Did anybody know that? Don't lie to me. If you knew that, say I knew it. But only if you mean it. Because that's impressive if you knew that. I don't know why. It's totally useless. But I find the names of different polygons to be interesting. The most well-known psalm is Psalm 23. That seems like opinion. The Lord is my shepherd. That's the 23rd psalm. The youngest golfer ever to win the Masters, Jack Nicklaus, at the age of 23. He's 23 years old. How about that? That was quite a while ago. It takes 23 seconds for blood to circulate around your body. Every 23 seconds it's going around and it's back, which is another thing I don't really, really care to think that much about. The blood moving through my veins. I'm glad it is, but I don't like to think about it, you know what I mean? Yes, Jim Carrey is amazing. I'll agree with that. Dude is hilarious and very, very talented. The Earth's axis has an estimated tilt of around 23 degrees, which is what allows our planet to have seasons. It's 23.5 degrees, I think. The date most common to spot a UFO is July 23rd every year. How weird is that? I wonder, but that doesn't mean there's a lot. There might be like 4, and other days there are like 1 or none. But that's interesting, I guess, to somebody. Benjamin Harrison was the 23rd president of these United States. His wife was a key figure in the Daughters of the Revolution. And they don't say her name. Mrs. Harrison, I guess. On May 23rd, 1785, Benjamin Franklin announced his invention of bifocals. Now, who could argue that this shit is not exciting? Bifocals, 1785. March 23rd, 1836, the coin press was created. September 23rd, 1879, the audiophone, an early hearing aid, was invented. Now, that is exciting, especially to people if you were, people who were deaf. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star was written by the English poet Jane Taylor when she was 23. So it's a poem, not a song. Oh, my God. The average smartphone user checks their device 23 times a day for texts, and 18 times a day for timekeeping. This says for timekeeping, for the purpose of keeping time and totaling tea. The fear, that seems low to me, 23 times. I feel like I check mine about 175,000 times. I can't put it down these days. I think I'm hooked on reels, man. I think I'm hooked on reels. Don't tell anybody. 18 times for timekeeping. So we check for texts. What's the past tense of text? Because some people say texted and some people say text. Like, yeah, she texted me. That doesn't sound right. That seems like an unconjugated. If text is a verb, it has to have a past tense of texted. Am I right? Nobody knows. Rules that haven't been made up yet. The fear of the number 23 is called duotriophobia, which makes total sense. Duo, 2, trio, 3, 23 fear. Fear of 23. Duotriophobia. Phobio, that's a noun. That's a person. When he was assassinated, Julius Caesar was stabbed 23 times. It says here a staggering 23 times. I'll bet he was fucking staggering. I'll bet he was staggering after a couple. That is a lot. That seems excessive, 23. Pliny the Elder, the scientist and author of numerous scientific works of literature, was born in 23 A.D. I don't know about that. Does that sound legit? Just the facts, please. Pliny the Elder. I've heard of Pliny the Elder. I thought he's this guy that hangs out down by the bowling alley. The 23rd element, vanadium. I don't know if that's right. Could someone check these, please? Has an insane melting point of 3,470 degrees Fahrenheit. Anybody? E2 Brute. Yeah, there we go. Pliny the Elder is also a beer. Nice. All right, speaking of beer, let's do another drive-by. I'm just sleeping through this number 23 business. Somebody's got to wake these people up. Oh, yeah. It's a cash cab drive-by, folks. Be it beer, be it water, be it whiskey, be it wine. You take a sip of yours, and I'll take a sip of mine. Time for you to drink your drink. 23 drinks, folks. Cheers to you, everybody. Again, I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great week since 2 weeks. I hope you had a great couple of weeks since I last talked at you. And here we are again. George Lucas uses the number 23 at least twice in his films. Once as the number of a police robot in THX 1138. Now, these are getting obscure. The number is shown twice. And in Star Wars as the number for Princess Leia's cell. Oh, I didn't know they had cell phones in the Star Wars films. Cell number is AA23. An American slang phrase used in the early 20th century. The 23 skidoo means let's get out of here as fast as we can. I always thought it was a football play. The 23 skidoo. Prost, Skol. Kimmon's drinking. People are drinking. You got a month off. Deathstruction has a month off. Interesting. Last week I was on a 530-mile solo bicycle tour. Lance, is your last name really Armstrong? Lance O? Wow, 530 miles? That seems like a lot. That's a lot to drive, let alone ride a bicycle. What were you riding, a penny farthing? Marta's got a new wine and doesn't like it. That's a shame. Here's what you do with wine you don't like, Marta. You drink it anyway, and then you try another one next time. Unless you're at a fancy restaurant, and then you, take it back, take it away. I can't even bear to smell it. Needing it tonight. These kids are driving me nuts. Oh, wow. Yeah. You can't get them to go to bed. Right? You know what you should do is read them that book, Go the Fuck to Sleep. It's very effective. Or you could, do like a, swinging a little thing. You are getting very sleepy. Yeah, 2 different movies about the, someone said I'll have to check out those movies. 2 different movies about the number 23. I didn't know about the first one, just the second. And I think I might check them out. I don't know. There's too many things to watch, though. Every time I'm like, oh, someone's like, you should watch this. I'm like, yeah. But there's already, just an overwhelming amount of things to watch. I have a list of stuff to watch, and it's getting longer, not shorter. So that means, I don't know what it means to you, but to me it means it's time for the old 23 skidoo. Pretty sure that was a football play. And I guess that was 23 facts about the number 23. Cheers, everybody. That's it for the fun facts for this episode. Booyah! Blowing it up. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so it was a little bit rough getting down to D.C. Eventually, I got in at about 2:30 in the morning, and I got into the lobby, and there was 11 people checking in at the hotel. I was like, oh shit! So I had to stand there for a long time. And then I was like, I guess room service is over, and they were like, we don't have room service at all. It's not that it's closed. We just don't have it. And I was like, gah! Who booked this place? Oh, right, it was me. And she said, but we do have this food marketplace. And I looked, and it was like a cake thing. It was like a board with a glass thing that you set over it, and inside it there were little bottles of booze and a bottle of red wine. And there was a hoagie in a tin sitting there. And then there was some bags of chips and stuff. And I said, oh, okay, I'll take one of the little bottles of red wine. I said, do you have any beer? And she said, no, we don't have any beer. I said, I'll take one of the little bottles of red wine and one of the sandwiches. And she was like, we don't have any sandwiches. And I was like, what about this? And she was like, that is not our sandwich, sir. And then one of the guys who was standing around waiting to get his key was like, oh, that's mine. He just set it next to all the other food. And I tried to order one. Didn't get it. Eventually I got checked in. I got up to the room. I saw that the rooms weirdly had these really deep spa tubs, and that you fill them by turning these little key, almost like a key thing. You turn it, and then they would fill up through the jets. The water would come out of the jets and start filling the tub, which was very interesting. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I really need to unwind and relax after that. I don't have much time. I'm going to take a crazy hot dip in this hot tub thing, which I did. So I filled it up. And when it fills up, the thing about it filling that way is once the water level gets past the jets, you can't hear it anymore at all. So it's very easy to forget that you left it running. And I think for that reason, there's a little sign that says, do not fill above this point. It's very noticeable. And I ended up overfilling it a little bit anyway. And I'm sure that that's why the people ended up flooding the hallway of the hotel a couple nights later. But so I sat in the hot tub for a little while. I drank a glass of red wine. No glass. There were no glasses. I drank some red wine out of the tiny bottle. And I ate some barbecued potato chips. I was like, oh my God, this trip is off to an amazing start. I'm taking such great care of myself already. And then I came out to the room to go to bed, and I was going to I always make sure there's no air blowing directly on me, which often there is in a hotel room. So I'll go and turn the little blades of the vent. I went to do that, covered with mold. And I was like, oh, fuck. Now I got to change rooms. So after all that, I had to change rooms instead of laying there breathing black mold. changed rooms. There's only one person at the desk, so I had to go down and get the key and come back and like all that. Eventually, though, I got to sleep. I slept for about 90 minutes, and then I got up and went and did the morning show, which is just what everyone wants to do. But in the end, it was a great weekend. I saw some old friends, some guys I went to college with, another old friend from my hometown, and another person. It's always interesting. You never know who's going to turn up at these shows. But yeah, there's another guy that I grew up with was in the crowd, and I was having fun playing with him. Like, it's cool to show up at my job because I'm a comedian, after all these years. But if I like worked at a bank and he just showed up and sat there looking at me until I noticed him, like, that would be a little uncomfortable. Like, you remember me? I'm like, yeah, it's time for you to get out of here. You're being hauled away. 'Cause that was creepy. So I only have a couple more stand-up dates coming up this year, you guys. I've got Tacoma, Washington. I've got... Here, I'll play the web scroll video, but I haven't updated it. So it's got the DC Comedy Loft, which I just did. So scratch that one off. I've got Tacoma Comedy Club in Tacoma, Washington, August 12th and 13th. Then I've got... And my website actually looks better than this now. It's been updated. Then I've got Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan, November 11th and 12th. That is a suburb of Detroit City. Skyline Comedy Club, Appleton, Wisconsin, December 2nd and 3rd. That's right, Lance. I'm coming to Tacoma. No ConCon DC. Benny bailed on me on this last week gig. He had some important stuff come up that he had to do. While you're at my website, click on the Shopify link, you guys. Go to the Shopify shop and buy some piece of Big News Show merchandise. There's bags, there's underwear, there's hats, there's T-shirts. There are beer cozies and pint glasses and instructional place your head here pillows, a Sparkle Bark jigsaw puzzle, a Keep Your Ass Clean T-shirt. Without the word ass, it's kid-friendly. Everything you guys buy on the Shopify site, percentage of that money goes to Share Our Strength to provide some food for people that need food right here in these United States. And for every single order, a pound of plastic is pulled from the ocean, which I love that part of it. If I ever get back on track financially, I will dedicate more of the income to that, because that is like a major, major priority. What is Marta Weller saying? Soul Joel has moved to Pottstown at the Sunnybrook Ballroom. Well, all right. All right, Soul Joel. Keeping it going. Yeah, DC didn't show up. He ended up having stuff to do. And you're right, Laura. Yeah, DC was in Long Island. I don't know if he was on that show or just producing that show, but he decided to stay home and not make it down to DC. His namesake. Ben will be near me next year. I will be going come hell or high water. Nice. Where is that? Spinal, where is that you know? I don't think I have anything booked next year yet. So if I'm coming somewhere, let me know. Laura says, we need tank tops in your shop. Okay, I can arrange that. What do you want them to say? What would you like the tank tops to say, Desert Dwellers? The Big News Show, of course. The Dome at Soul Joel, yeah. I had a good time at that Dome. People came out, and even though it was freezing and it was outside, it was freezing outside, and the show was outside. People they came and sat in lawn chairs in like a pipe tent and wrapped in blankets. Excuse me. And it was quite fun. Port Charlotte. I don't know if someone's falsely advertising me. I have no plans to be in Port... First of all, where is Port Charlotte? What state are we talking about there? I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm just saying if someone's advertising me as being there, it's not happening as yet. Make them say live at Vic's. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that idea, Laura. I'm going to play this for you again. Because we still are live from Vic's Bar. Vic's Bar named, of course, for my late friend, Mr. Vic Henley. Very funny man, great comedian, great guy, passed away a couple years ago. The day that I got the wood that I built this bar out of is the day that he died. So we honor him and celebrate him here at Vic's Bar. Laura says, I'd totally buy a live at Vic's. Live at Vic's at Ben Bailey's house. All right, I like that. Why can't you tubers ever set the volume correctly? Oh, Jason. So people don't have to turn the volume. I don't know what it is with us tubers. You calling me a potato? You son of a merch. Jason Robards? Wait a minute. Is that really you? Max Dugan? Max Dugan returns. Love Jason Robards. You can't be him because he died. But yeah, here's why we tubers can't seem to get it right, because it's tricky, man. It's not so easy. There's a lot of different things at stake here. Little different things that can be adjusted. And then, when the volume's great in the room here for me, it might not be great for you guys, but I've been working on it. And by the way, Jason, Lance O says the volume is fine. Maybe it's you. Maybe you got shit in your ears. Just kidding. That's tonight's movie quote, everybody. What, do you got shit in your ears? And it's appropriate for more than one reason. What, do you got shit in your ears? That's a fun one. Sorry, Jason Robards. I do my best to get this shit right, but it's hard to produce a live show all by yourself. And I'm a big fan of yours. Mr. Robards. I'm doing a search right now. I'm going to see if I can find some great Jason Robards movies. I know Max Dugan returns. And is anyone guessing? Nobody's guessing. I hats autocorrect, says Calv. I hats it too. Sometimes it just corrects stuff that you're like, why would you even do that? What do you got shit in your ears? I'll just tell you guys because nobody's guessing. I think it's a little bit obscure. Or I guess I could give you some more lines from that. What's up, Chooch? Chooch has arrived, everybody. He's having connection issues with his carrier, trying to catch up. Uh-oh. Well, I hope you can figure out your carrier issues. Raphael says the volume is fine on his end. I've upped the volume since a couple episodes ago when you guys were saying it was low. I guess I could up it a little bit more. Good guesses, Stripes or Caddyshack, but no. Here's another line from the same movie. I think an underrated movie that I really like. Oh, they're on the Bluff Tone. That one is a pretty good hint. Because there's a hint in there in that I will tell you that the person who delivers that line is Jason Robards. Oh, they're on the Bluff Tone. What do you got shit in your ears? It's a pretty good movie. I like it a lot, and it has like my favorite, who I think is, I would have to say is probably my favorite comedic actor of all. And you guys, I think you guys know who that is already. All right. The movie is Quick Change. The movie is called Quick Change. And the first character is Loomis, played by Randy Quaid. And he does a great job. One of the movies that I really like Randy Quaid in. No offense, Randy. That's not true for all of your films. But I don't think anybody's on that list that I like them in everything they ever did. But yeah, he's great in it, and it's a great movie. Jason Robards is the cop who's trying to track them down, and Tony Shalhoub is the grocery store or the convenience store guy who's ringing them up, and he's trying to communicate. He's like, "Bluff Tony." The bus, and he's honking. Very funny. Quick Change. Nice. Yeah. Thank you, Just Curious. Great movie. If you haven't seen Quick Change, check it out. It's good fun, man. It's good fun. Brief little but great appearance by Kurtwood Smith, another actor that I like a lot. He's been in lots of great stuff. Very recognizable face. Dad from that 70s show. And from Dead Poets Society. Kurtwood Smith. Wait, what's going on here? There's some chatter. Oh, whoops, Bill Murray. I thought it was an Aykroyd movie. Yeah, no, it's kind of it's like a one-off Quick Change. It's very good. Oh, yeah, a Randy Quaid movie that Marta Weller hasn't seen. Marta, I know your movie tastes a bit, and I think you'll enjoy Quick Change. Anybody that's a fan of Bill Murray. And Gina Davis is in it. And, yeah, it's great. A lot of little bit parts and very funny stuff. It's very good. It's very good. Kelf says Ben knows movie lines like I know song lyrics. You know a lot of song lyrics, Kelf? Is that your thing? Are you music and you write the songs? We could do like a name that song. Why don't you hit us with one, Kelf? Give us a song lyric and we'll see if anybody can get it. What do you think about that? RoboCop, bad guy, Kurtwood Smith. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Thank you, Just Curious. My movie knowledge. I grew up hiding in movies. I would watch them and try to escape into them. Kevin, I'm not sure what you're referring to with Eddie and all the question marks. Yeah, Quick Change is good, man. Check it out. I guess if there is an actor who I like him in pretty much everything they ever did, Bill Murray. I was just talking about him, and then I left him off the list. But yeah, I mean, he did that one. He did like a drama, Razor's Edge, which I never saw because I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Even The Man Who Knew Too Little, I think, is a Bill Murray movie that didn't do super well. I still liked it. I still liked him. He's just like such a likable dude. Do I have a favorite Richard Pryor movie? Stir Crazy. I would probably say, I'd have to say Stir Crazy. Anything really with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor together was fantastic. But yeah, I think Stir Crazy. We should try the song title and guess the singer. Cutthroat Island, says Deathstruction. Yeah, not her best. I never saw Cutthroat Island. Gina Davis and Matthew Modine. Kelf liked Gina Davis's pirate movie. All right, you guys liked it. I never watched it. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like it, so I never watched it. What About Bob? Yeah, What About Bob is great. He's not gone. He's never gone. He opens the door and he's standing right there. Is this some sort of radical new therapy? What About Bob is great. Oh, okay. Patricia says, I thought it was Hear No Evil, See No Evil. But you have See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Either way. I thought it was vice versa, but it's not. It's versa visa. Star Wars or Star Trek? That's a question right there. Yes, she was. Gina Davis was great in Beetlejuice. And Michael Keaton, of course, was like, boom. Love that guy. He's another guy. Pretty much everything that he did, I like him in. I'm gonna have to say Star Trek. Don Geller? Is it Geller? Goller? says Star Wars or Star Trek. I think I have to. I'm surprised at myself, but I think I have to say Star Trek. Because if Star Trek is on when I turn on a TV, like say when I roll into a hotel, I'll leave it on. And there's not just like a million of the TV shows. There's lots of movies, and they're all like pretty darn good, man. Yeah, I might have to say Trek if I had to choose one or the other. And the Star Wars films kind of lost me at a certain point. Partially because I'm a grown man. But only partially. I'm sailing. What about Bob? That's from What About Bob? Death therapy, Bob. Guaranteed cure. What did Chooch say? STNG FTW Captain Picard. Make it so, #1. Yep, those are really good too. The newer, the Next Generation. Star Trek Next Generation. I just figured out the acronym. Yeah, those are really good as well. With Data, Commander Data, and Geordi LaForge. There's always like some sort of a little mystery that has to be figured out. It's part of what I love. There's one that's called Data. I don't know what it's called, but Data is like Sherlock Holmes in it. So he's like an android, flawless logic version of Sherlock Holmes. It's pretty fun. You guys have probably seen that. Just Curious agrees. Trek over Wars. Nice, man. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, have no fun. I don't know if that's true. You saying you have to commit some sort of evil or witness some sort of evil to have fun? I don't think that's true. And what is your name? Lunar Eclipse Night Road? That's a hell of a handle you got there. I think that's what it is. I'm getting old and I can't read things as clearly, and the screen is really far from me, but I love that you're chiming in. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are having a good time. Anybody who's just joining, yeah, this is just a hang, you guys. It's nothing more. It's just a casual hang at the bar. I loved that Repo movie with Emilio Estevez, Repo Man. And I was driving a green Malibu at the time. Nice Kelf. Yeah, Repo Man, that's called. Twinkie? Does it say Twinkie fans? Trekkie fans, what was Data's brother's name? Ooh, there's a trivia. There's a real Star Trek trivia question for you. I didn't even know that Data had a brother. I think his name was probably more Data. You have to tell us now. We're just going to wait. Just kidding. Hanging with Ben at the bar. That's right. That's what we're doing. And with all this talk of Star Trek and Star Wars, I think we have to do this. Warp speed. Mr. Sulu. Warp speed. Oh, shit! Sorry if I startled anybody. I hope the volume wasn't too low on that one. Yeah, the Star Treks are great. Star Trek's, the old movies, 1, 2, and 3 are great. The Wrath of Khan is great. The newer ones are really, really good, the movies, as well as the TV shows. I had Scott Bakula in the Cash Cab once. Super nice guy. What a great guy. And it's Bakula, I asked him. Because I had a debate with someone in England once, and they were like, it's Bakula. They thought I was really stupid for saying Bakula when it was obviously Bakula. He thought it was funny that they thought it was Bakula. But yeah, what a great guy. And I think that episode, that game that we did with him, had the highest number of views on social media because, and largely because he was on Star Trek. And they are like a seriously loyal fan base. Like, they love Star Trek, anything Star Trek. And strangely, his series is probably the one that I've seen the least. Which, you know what? I'm going to add that to my list. My list is now growing again of things that I want to watch that I have not yet watched. Jason Robards, thanks, Ben, for insulting me, yet being familiar with my work. You made a quick change pretty quick. Yes, I have been dead for 22 years. Oh my God, it is Jason Robards, you guys. It's him. I apologize if I insulted you. You know what? I take it back. I'm not apologizing. But happy to have you on board here, Mr. Robards. Interesting. I guess I'll have to check out your account and see if you got the pictures up and all that stuff. Max Dugan Returns might be my favorite. No, because Jason Robards was in some like amazing, like, isn't he in Once Upon a Time in the West? Jason Robards, I'm asking you. You're chatting with me. Are you in Once Upon a Time in the West? And if you're not, what is that old Western that you were in? And here I have a chance to stump a guy about his own IMDb history. Yeah, Necessary Roughness. Nice. There's a line from that one. Welcome to football. And then she kicks him in the ding-dings and says, welcome to football. Bakula is a Croatian surname. Did not know that. But he was great on Quantum Leap as well, of course. We all remember Quantum Leap. What a great show that was. And he was also on a show that I really like with Ray Romano called Men of a Certain Age. It was good. It was good. Also did a funny movie with Kirstie Alley called Sibling Rivalry. Oh, yeah, I remember that, but I've never seen it. Never seen it. Add it to the list. Put it on the list. You haven't seen it, put it on the list. You watch it. When you get around to it, you go ahead, you watch it. You know what I mean? I haven't put this logo up once the whole show, so there it is. It's the Big News Show, everybody, with me, Ben Bailey, and it's time for another drink. It's a cash cab drive-by, folks. That means take your drink and pour it in your face. Take a minute. Salute yourself. All the shit you've been through and survived and put up with. Have a sip of your beverage and pat yourself on the back. Because it's time for you to drink your drink. That's right, you. The one looking at me with their mouth open. Does he mean me? Yes. Yes, he does. Have a drink. And now, wow, the Scott Bakula chat. Bakula was in American Beauty, indeed. And yes, Kathy Ireland was in Necessary Roughness, which is a fun sports movie. I like a fun sports movie from time to time. Not all the time, but from time to time. I wore my trucker hat last night at the rodeo. Yes. You mean the Big News Show hat? You wore that to the rodeo? That's fantastic. Pretty soon, this ep should be called Member Berries. Is that what you meant to type? Yep, NCIS New Orleans. Yep. Big hand for the little lady. Nice, Jason. That's a great one. I love that one. But did you answer my question about Once Upon a Time in the West? Big Hand for a Little Lady is a great fun Western. It's not so dark, but it's fun. It's cool, man. I enjoyed it a lot. When I think of lists and jokes, I always think of Liam Neeson on Ricky Gervais and Warwick Davies' show. Neeson talks about having lists and how it got him the Schindler's List role. Come on, really? That can't be real. Is that real? I keep a lot of lists. I think you might be right for this. I don't know about that, man. Is that a joke or is that, I don't know. Got my glasses. Kelf, they live. Okay, you guys name a movie and I'll give you a line. I came in here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. They Live isn't a movie, it's a documentary. It's the world's worst documentary. Starring Rowdy Roddy Piper. Piper! You know I was, yeah. So thank you, Jason Robards. I appreciate you confirming that you were in Once Upon a Time in the West. I love it. You were great. You really were. I don't know how I insulted you, Mr. Robards, but you were fantastic. Patricia says, I love that movie. Which one? Which one? Doesn't matter. They Live. Right, okay. Yeah, Rowdy Roddy Piper. May he rest in peace. Oh, this is good fun, you guys. It's like movie chat. I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. And I'm going to do the logo again because I failed to do it. So, for like all of the show, I didn't do it. You know what, though? It really doesn't matter at all. Great fight scene in They Live. He and the guy who becomes like his buddy, his partner. Is it Ernie Hudson that plays that role? Or is it... I can't remember. It's been a very long time since I've seen that. But I had Ernie Hudson's in there in my head, and I can't remember if it's him or not. But they beat the shit out of each other. They beat each other up for like 15 minutes. I went to see that in a theater in college when I was like a sophomore in college, and we snuck beers into the theater, and we were opening them during noisy parts of the movie so people wouldn't hear us opening them. And there's one point where the two of them sit down and they start opening beers, and we all are opening ours at the same time. So when one of them opened a beer, it sounded like 5 beers opening. It's pretty funny. Keith David. Yeah, nice call. Keith David. Does a great job in a lot of stuff. Love that guy. We talking beans or Franks, boy? There's another movie quote for you. We talking beans or Franks? And this gives it away, but Franks and Beans, Franks and Beans. That's a second movie quote. Somebody's going to get it. I know you guys know that one. Autocorrect wanted me to make lad into LSD. You got some interesting autocorrect going on there. Sonic masking. Yes, nice, Chooch. I think you guys are maybe a little bit delayed. There's something about Mary. Con got it. Nice. Yes. Oh, yes, there's something about Mary. That's a very funny movie. We're talking Franks or Beans? Franks and Beans. Franks and Beans. That guy who I can't remember his name, the actor, but who plays her brother in that movie, is in the HBO series Deadwood, and he could hardly be more different. Deathstruction says I'm going to guess The Princess Bride. No, but that's always a good guess. If it's a show that I'm a part of, and there's a movie quote flying around, and you don't know what it is, go with The Princess Bride or The Breakfast Club. Princess Bride is just an all-time. It's one for the ages, everybody. And we're coming up on 10 o'clock already, which I can't even believe. Are you asking me if I have hair gel in? No. I don't have enough hair to require any hair gel. No. I guess I'm the only one it could be that you're asking, because you're not really seeing anyone else's hair. So no. No chooch. Ain't no hair gel up in this hair. Mm-mm. Just some kind of thin hair, but still remains atop my head. Send a wire to the main office. Tell them I said, ow. Oh, I like that. Is that a movie quote, Lance? was another quote from the movie, I think. Asking about hair gel. It's something about... Oh, it's from Something About Mary. Nice, chooch. That's right, I forgot. No, it's not hair gel. Can I get some? And then her hair is like, whoosh, in the next... I forgot about that part. Ben, do you favor any voice actors? I don't really know any voice actors by name. Which maybe I should. I don't know. I love to do voices. Laura Miskin just paid me $5. Thanks, Laura Miskin. How fantastical of you. Greatly appreciated. Concon says, Men at Work, Charlie, Sheen, Emilio Estevez, and Keith David. Yep. He's always good, Keith David. Even in that movie. Kelf says I didn't like The Breakfast Club. Everyone kept pointing out how I was just like the weird girl. Oh. But she's cool in the end. And Ali Sheedy's great as the weird girl. And I think it's the basket case is what they call her. Remember how talented she is? She makes a drawing of a covered bridge and then snows dandruff on it. Raphael took a video of the bull riding. It was amazing. That's cool. Share that, man. You have a picture of yourself in the big new show cap at the rodeo? Golf clap. Oh, $5. Another $5. Thank you, Kira. I hope I'm saying your name right. You told me how to say it one time, and I'm not totally sure yet. Have you read the book? No, the book about the Princess Bride, I have not read it yet. I'm afraid to. Everybody says it's great, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to mess with it, you know. Like if I'm watching a show and then they're after or at the end of it, they go to like some behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that. I don't want to see that. You went to all this trouble to create this illusion, this whole world, and now you're just tearing it down. Wow. Laura, look what you started. People are putting up the money. Thanks, Just Curious. Thanks very much, you guys. And another one. Fantastical. And I believe these are tax-free. Ali Sheedy is right, yeah. I thought she was great in that. And I thought she was a likable character in the end. And before she got a makeover, even, from Claire. Rock? Is that Rock Mikey? Thanks, Rock Mikey. I am making bank tonight. You are right. Thank you very much, you guys. I was going to wrap it up, but people are just giving me money, so I think I'll keep talking for a little bit. Free money for me. Finally. Besides, we still have a whole segment to do, which I haven't even queued yet, so I think I will. Today, folks, like many days, in fact, all days, especially Sundays, it's not 1 or 2 or 3, but 4, 5, 6, 7 bizarre holidays. And we will celebrate them in a segment that we call Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Marta says you wouldn't be disappointed. The book is not tearing it down. It has great stuff about Andre the Giant. Read it. But Marta is like, all caps, read it. Or better yet, listen to it. I never listen to books. Yeah, I'm going to read that book. I have it. Someone bought it for me because they know how much I love the movie. But I've not read it yet. And I will love anything about Andre the Giant because it's just so interesting. And he was so great in that. You know, he's just a 400-pound dude. And he looks cute. I figured there are 4 of us if I ever found a lady. Hello, lady. So good. Okay, today's holiday, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a classic. Classic. No question about it. You know, if we played by the rules, we'd be in gym right now. National Mutt Day. Today is National Mutt Day, which every day should be National Mutt Day. Join us in celebrating all the mutts and mixed breed dogs that make our lives great. Yep, Lance, totally agreed. All-time favorite, Ferris Bueller. And I think a lot of people feel that way. was just talking about it over the weekend with some people, and we weren't even in Chicago. $3 from Patricia Bradshaw. That is so sweet of you. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Ben, you have Discord. I could share it there since Instagram won't let me. Oh, the video. I don't do the Discord. I'm not on it, but maybe I will be at some point. Thank you very much, Patricia. It means a lot. I know. And Mark G, $11. Why, you guys? You're going to keep me talking all night. Guess coming of age movie was Ridgemont High. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, of course. An all-time classic as well. Fucking Damone. What a dick. National Mutt Day, celebrating the dogs of mixed breeds. Mutts and mixed breed dogs. I don't know what the difference is there. That make our lives great. Hawaii Flag Day. It's all about celebrating the flag of Hawaii on Hawaii Flag Day. Well, of course it is. You're Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. I did a stand-up show at like a super privileged high school once. And this kid in the crowd was talking and unapologetic and kind of driving me a little bit nuts. And I said, "Who do you think you are?" or something like that. And someone else told me that his dad was like this, the biggest meat distributor in all of Chicago. And I said, "Do you mean to tell me that you're Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago?" And all the high school kids that had no idea what I was talking about sat there quiet, and teachers in the hallway just burst out laughing. I could hear them through the through the doors to the theater. None of the kids got it. These privileged little fuckers. They were just too young. That's not why I called them privileged little fuckers. Because they thought they knew everything, and they didn't know nothing yet. And on top of the other fun days, Hawaii Flag Day and National Mutt Day, it is also National Avocado Day. Ben, you would love the history behind the Princess Bride movie and the book. All right, everybody's telling me I got to read this thing. It's fascinating and only supports our very accurate opinion that it's the best movie/story ever. All right, I'm convinced. I'll read it. The Camaro John Cusack drives and Better Off Dead was restored a few years ago. Oh, no way. That's another great movie, Better Off Dead. And another joke that I made that was lost on people who never saw that movie. A little kid came riding up in the dead of winter. I was standing outside a club in Providence, Rhode Island. And a little kid comes riding up. It's like 9 o'clock at night. There's snow and ice everywhere. He's riding a BMX bike. He's got a paper thing in the front, a bag. And I go, look, I think this guy wants his $2. Like, the people I was with had no idea. And I was like, oh, what a waste. What a waste. Great movie. Gross Point Blank is all right. I like John Cusack, but it's not on the level of Better Off Dead for me. It just isn't. It just quite simply is not on the same level. But it's time for Sunday, folks. It's already after 10 o'clock. Let's do it. Sunday. One day only. Celebrate the mutts and the mixed breed dogs that make our lives fantastic. Scratch them on that little place in their belly that makes their leg go. Now both of you look up and salute the Hawaiian flag. It's Hawaii Flag Day. And while you're doing all of that, peel and eat an avocado. Make some guacamole. I was early with the blow up, so I'm doing it again. Guys, this has been really fun. We sort of shifted towards movie chat, which I really love that. And I'm happy to keep the trend going that way. But it was just great to hang out with you guys and chat with you guys a bit and tell you that I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the donations that you guys made. I don't know how much it was up to. I guess I could keep a tally, but it's appreciated greatly, whatever it is. And I hope you guys have another great week. And to drink French dressing, French fries, and to drink Peru. I'd like to thank my guest, the late, great Jason Robards, for making an appearance on the show. Jason, I hope you'll come back and join us on the big new show in the future. We can talk about movies that you were in. I will study up. If you're going to come back, I'll learn some more. I hope you guys had a good time, man. It's just like a pretty laid-back hang, but I think that's what it's going to be, at least for now. That's what we can manage and what feels good, so we're going to stick with that. So, yeah, thanks so much, you guys, again, for joining us. Is there something I normally play at the end of the show? Oh, yeah, it's this.